In today's video, we'll cover all of Ichigo's forms in Bleach. We'll start with his regular form, but in later parts of the video, we'll explain some of his most powerful, legendary forms. In his human form, Ichigo is incredibly strong for a high schooler. Ever since Ichigo was a child, he used to go to a dojo to train with Totsuki. Although Ichigo wasn't as strong back then and used to lose a lot, he changed after his mother's death and became very strong. Since then, he has repeatedly shown great agility and coordination in his attacks. What's really impressive is that Ichigo is also very courageous and doesn't care for the number of enemies he has to fight to protect his friends. Ichigo stopped training for a short time, but the constant attacks from bullies and his father kept his skills fresh. Although this is Ichigo's weakest form, his natural talent and hard work will lead him to becoming much stronger in the future. Shinigami form. Ichigo obtains his Shinigami powers for the first time when his family is in great danger of a hollow attack. At that time, an injured Rukia could no longer fight, so she gave Ichigo her powers to defeat the hollow threat. Surprisingly, a complete novice like Ichigo managed to defeat a massive hollow effortlessly, which even a skilled Shinigami like Rukia had trouble fighting. When awakening his Shinigami powers, Ichigo also obtains his Zanpakuto, a soul cutter sword. The base form of Zanpakuto is the same for all Shinigamis, but what makes a difference are the powers obtained in the Shikai and the Bankai forms. The borrowed power allowed Ichigo to fight alongside Rukia and his friends, who also unlocked their abilities due to the Hogyoku inside Rukia. However, even with his natural talent and newfound powers, Ichigo wasn't untouchable in this form. Therefore, he suffered his first serious defeat against Renji and Byakuya, who came to the human world to take Rukia back and punish her for staying in the human world for too long. I also heard these guys punish people who don't hit the subscribe button, so make sure to click it just to be safe. Anyway, after the fight, Byakuya took the borrowed powers, leaving Ichigo completely powerless. However, with Kisuke's help, Ichigo obtains his own Shinigami powers and finds out the name of his Zanpakuto. Ichigo uses this form most of the time, especially in the Soul Society arc. His newly obtained powers paid off, as his rematch against Renji went exceptionally well. The last time the two met, Renji had easily beaten him, even with his powers restricted. This time, however, the tables had turned and Ichigo defeated Renji, who fought against him with everything he had. What truly showcased his strength was the battle against the captain of the 11th Division, Kenpachi Zaraki, who's well known for being a beast in combat. Ichigo has one of the most thrilling fights of the series with Zaraki and pushes him to remove his eye patch, which was limiting his powers. The guy defeated a captain despite being an amateur Shinigami who didn't even know how to control his own spiritual power. Around this time, Ichigo's strength had increased even more from battling strong foes in the Soul Society. Moreover, his speed significantly increased as well, which even impressed Byakuya, who's well known for his flash step. However, Byakuya is a formidable foe and can't be taken down that easily. Therefore, Yoroichi trained Ichigo to obtain a much stronger state of his Zanpakuto so that he could have a chance against the captain of the 6th Division. Bankai form. With all the captains of the Soul Society on his back, Ichigo had to gain more power to save Rukia, but he had no time to waste, so Ichigo obtains a new form, Bankai, through special training with Yoroichi. It's important to note that only captains and powerful lieutenants have Bankai, which cannot be obtained easily. What's more, it takes over 10 years of practice to completely